Heads up, no one uses a dive watch anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and change out of this. I'm a recreational diver. I even have a little piece of plastic to prove it. Despite what you've been told by years of slick marketing campaigns by watch brands, dive watches are actually obsolete and almost nobody wears them diving anymore. A few years ago, I wrote about my experience getting my open water diving certification. After a couple weeks in classroom and in the pool, we made our way out to Gilboa Quarry in Ottawa, Ohio, the diving capital of the Midwest, for our checkout dives. It was peak season, the campground was full of RVs and tents, and there were golf carts zipping around guys in dry suits from one dock to another to stage their gear. And to my surprise, as far as I could tell, literally no one was wearing a dive watch. Thanks to years of exposure to various watch media and advertisements, I thought that dive watches were still a critical, albeit anachronistic, part of every diver's kit. But as I quickly discovered, bringing a dive watch to a dive site in the 21st century is a lot like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Modern computers like this one not only track elapsed time, but also depth. They can model nitrogen buildup in your tissues, and if they're air integrated, will even tell you the pressure in your tanks in real time. I spent my formative years enthralled by my grandpa's 5513 Submariner. It was well worn, never serviced, and beat to hell by years of jumping from one island to the next. I liked the way it felt on my wrist. I liked the sound of it dutifully ticking away. And more than anything, I aspired to all the adventures it implied from years of hard use. So when I could afford a sub of my own, it was a no-brainer. In fact, it's what got me into diving in the first place. So if you run into me on a dive boat between Gilboa and Bimini, most likely I'll have a dive computer on my right wrist and a relic of the 20th century on my left.